We're going to start with the sixth race on the program. It is the Hilton Garden Inn Sprint, going 3/4 of a mile for older horses. Purse, as always, $85,000 for these Florida Cup events. We're going to start with Sneaking Upon You, coming out of the barn of trainer Jamie Ness. Been victorious in Stakes Company. In fact, won the Turf Dash at 5/8 on the lawn in its last start. We are coming back to the main track, are picking up some distance, but very, very consistent sort. We'll be looking for a strong effort nonetheless, with Shorty Villagomez teaming up with Jamie Ness, as I mentioned. Another horse to mention in this field is Double or Nothing. In fact, this horse was claimed for $10,000 at Keeneland. Since then, it's done nothing but win. In fact, we'll be shooting for its 4th consecutive victory on Saturday here at Tampa. Coming out of the barn of trainer Dale Bennett, always putting in solid performance, going the distance of 6 7/8 of a mile, and handling this kind of company. Seems to be getting better and better each time. As I mentioned, great claim for the $10,000 price tag. Another horse to mention is a youngster in the group. Tommy's Memory had been undefeated prior to a trip down to Gulfstream last start, going right through those conditions. Stepping up for Stakes Company, but we'll be looking for a solid rally for Tommy's Memory. Obviously appreciates the Tampa Bay surface. Then we're going to move on to the Dayton Andrews Dodge Sophomore Turf. This race is for 3-year-olds on the turf at a distance of 1 1/16. And a nice field has assembled yet again. Going to start with a horse with pretty good price on the board. That would be number 4, DePlane. Finishing second last start. That was at the 1 1/8 right here at Tampa. Likes the turf and appreciate the distance. We'll be looking for a solid effort from a horse who's rarely out of the money. Number 1, Bestows, last start, was also a winning effort for this 3-year-old. 1 1/16 on the turf and handled it very nicely, just to make the rally from just off the early leaders. Look for a solid effort. Once again, this horse also very, very consistent. Hard to knock these horses that are putting in good efforts start after start. Another horse to mention, number 2, Hear Ye, has been in Stakes Company, graded Stakes Company its last few. We are making the transition to the turf course. That will be the interesting question. Maybe finding a little easier company this afternoon, and we'll see if it can handle the distance and the lawn. One to look at in the paddock, perhaps. Hear Ye. Great field assembled for that sophomore on the turf. We're going to mention the sophomore fillies. They're going the distance of 7 furlongs, and that's the Stonehedge Farm South sophomore fillies. Once again, a purse of $85,000, and a great field of fillies have lined up for the 8th race on the program. We'll begin in here with a filly coming out of the barn of Barry Rose's barn, coming out of graded Stakes Company. In fact, grade 2, Bonnie Miss in its last start at the 1 1/8 distance. We are turning back to 7 furlongs, but another very, very consistent sort. Already has earnings of over $300,000 in her bankroll. Looking for her to get her first win of 2010 in the Stonehedge Farm South sophomore. Looks like a great opportunity for Joni's Catch, who drew post position number 5. If we look at a couple of other fillies in the race, and there's a few that have outstanding PPs, we'll start number 1, Island Time. Jason Service is the trainer here. Big win last start, winning by over 6 lengths right here at Tampa. So we have the surface in hand. We also have the distance. That was 6.5 furlongs, not a problem. And having the services of our current leading rider, Danielle Centeno, won't go unnoticed. Island Time looking for her 3rd career victory. Now number 4, Dances with Ashley. Stakes Company last time and was a winning effort and made the rally from off the pace, going 3/4 of a mile. Marty Wolfson, the trainer for this filly, who has only had 4 lifetime starts, but 3 of them victories. We're looking to put some early pressure on the pace, going the distance for the first time in her career of 7/8 of a mile. The 9th race and last featured stake on the Big 12 race program on Saturday's card is the Kingsman Farm Turf Classic. Going the distance of 1 1/8 on the turf course. Overflow field has assembled, but we'll begin with number 5, PQ. Last start, finishing 3rd in the Sunshine Millions at the distance of 1 1/8 down at Gulfstream. This horse puts in solid rallies time after time. We'll have the services of Elvis Trujillo that afternoon, and we'll be looking for a strong effort, see if it can be paced right to get to the winner's circle for Piku's 3rd lifetime victory, but certainly very consistent in Stakes Company. Chad Brown being the trainer. We are going to move on to a horse that's probably a little bit of a price on Saturday's card. That will be number 9, Allie's Event. It's been on the turf right here at Tampa and comes out of the barn of trainer Laurie Smock, but has been putting in some impressive performances. We are stepping up in company significantly, but look for this horse to rise to the occasion. Handles the turf, coming off a nice win last start. We'll look for this horse to throw into some exotic combinations at a horse with a price for the featured 9th race. Number 4, Vanquisher. This horse has also been in graded company start after start. In fact, traveling the country a little bit, has been right here at Tampa, then went over to Fairgrounds. Last start went down to Gulfstream. All in grade 3 company, but we'll be looking for him to make a strong closing rally, see if he can win the Kingsman Farm Turf Classic with Denny Centino for trainer Greg Griffith and owner Kingsman Stable. Keep it all in the family. Vanquisher gets the job done, and he'll be looking for his 7th career victory and having all of those on the lawn. Obviously, no stranger to the surface. Another horse to mention, number 6, Dinner of Odom, always shows up for a share. Handles the turf, handles the distance, not to be discounted, and always a great price. Want to throw him some exotic combinations as well. That's number 6, Dinner of Odom. Well, that's the stakes program for Saturday, April 3rd. Great day of racing. 12 races on the card. Gates open at 11 a.m. And, of course, first race post time approximately 12:25. Hope to see you then.